RocSports, I'm back with another video. As you can tell by the title, this is my reaction, post-fight reaction to Usyk Joshua 2. Let's get right into it. So, fight just ended. That was a good fight all around. It was a good fight. But first thing first, congrats to Usyk. Fought for his country, fought for his legacy, his career. Usyk put on a hell of a performance, man. He's one of one from the standpoint of there's nobody like him, literally. He's special. Usyk is very special. And an average boxing fan, even all of your hardcores, I mean, his style is not for everybody, but your average boxing fan definitely probably wouldn't appreciate Usyk. But he's a hell of a fighter, man. He's great. And pound for pound, if I put heavyweights on my list, he would obviously be top 3, top 2, top 3 for sure. But I just don't have heavyweights on my list. But congrats to Usyk. Joshua looked game coming out of all week long. He looked focused, he looked game, he looked in shape. But specifically talking about today, Joshua ring walk, he looked completely locked in. The whole build up. Usyk too. They both was very, very serious. I thought Joshua would fight me, but in my opinion, we still kind of seen glimpses of what you would think that Robert Garcia added to his arsenal. You know, tried to critique, but to me, it was a lot of the same AJ, man, from the standpoint of he wasn't really letting his hands go. He wasn't really asserting himself. He was trying to box with Usyk in the sense, or pop shot. He was trying to, catch him here and there, but he was just trying to box with Usyk. The way he fought Usyk in that 9th round, I understand that that's asking a lot for any fighter, let alone a heavyweight, to fight with that type of intensity or, that type of grit for a lot of the fight. But if you Joshua, if you would have fought, let's just say at least 3 of the first 6 rounds like that, he would have stopped Usyk, man. If he would let his hands go and overwhelm Usyk to the point where he can't think, he can't keep that lead hand out. Usyk is, by him being one of one, he literally is almost like a heavyweight Lomachenko. Like the feints, the active guard, the footwork, the constant movement. He is everything, man. I love watching Usyk, man. And this fight, you don't, like I said, you wouldn't appreciate a lot of the stuff if you don't. You know what I mean? But he's special. But that 9th round, I thought that Joshua had him. If you go back and look at my prediction video, I think I predicted 7 through 9. I know I had Joshua by knockout, so obviously I was wrong. But it's 2 great fighters fighting. That's not what we here for. If you hear a baby crying, that's my daughter, but she's with her mom. She's good. But let me say this. The way Joshua, the first 6 rounds, I just felt like he was going through the motions in a sense. Joshua. He had his moments. It was competitive, but I felt like he was fighting Usyk's fight. He was coming forward more, but he still wasn't letting his hands go. It was a lot of mental pressure. You know what I mean? I feel like Usyk is too experienced for, to throw him off of his game with just mental pressure like that. I felt like he had to get physical with Usyk. And like I said, man, like everybody been saying, he had to fight like the bigger man, but he did it. So again, Usyk gas tank to withstand a lot of those body shots that he did. Like I said, the 9th round to not even get dropped. Again, so much credit to Usyk, man. His gas tank is everything. That movement to be fighting 220 plus, whatever he was. Usyk is the real deal, man. He's gonna be very hard to beat if your name is not Wilder or Fury. That's how I feel. I get more in depth about that, backing up my reasons for that. But a little glimpse is simply because, first off, Fury is bigger than Joshua, and he know how to use his size. Talking about Fury, and he can box, So, and then Wilder, I feel like Wilder's he's different. He's quicker. I feel like Usyk won't go 12 rounds without being touched by Wilder, and once he get touched, it's over. That's just how I feel. But I'm very interested in terms of Joshua. What does he go from here? Joshua shouldn't hang his head. In terms of the way he should fight, I mean, yeah, but career-wise, I wouldn't want to see Joshua retire. He just lost 2 fights to a hell of a fighter, man. To a Hall of Famer, to a great. No, don't retire. Unless you're just mentally, not all the way in it. But it's still some good fights to be had for Joshua. Obviously, the Wilder fight is still going to always be interest there. Joe Joyce, it's fights out there for sure. And in terms of Usyk, obviously Fury is the fight that everybody wants to see now. But again, I don't think it's much to be said. Much respect to Usyk. I already had respect for Usyk after this, but just after really, really seeing him live and just appreciating the footwork and the movement and the grit that he fights with and his personality, you would never think how it equates to the way he fight in the ring. But Usyk is a dog, man. He's a dog for sure, for sure. Much respect to both guys. Again, I haven't seen all of what Joshua said in the post-fight interview, but with a little bit of what I've seen, come on, Joshua. Come on. The right man won this fight. First thing first, let's get that out of the way. The right man won this fight. But Joshua went crazy. He lost his mind after the post-fight from what I've seen. So I'm going to go finish watching the whole thing from when the decision was first announced. But I don't know what would be wrong with Joshua, man. And then you go to start chanting along with the crowd to chant Usyk. I'm not with all of that. But much respect to both guys. That was a very entertaining fight. Very competitive. And salute to Usyk. You are arguably the best fighter on the planet, without question. With this RocSports, I'm checking out. All of my boxing, NFL, and NBA fans, like, share, and subscribe, man. Keep coming back. I'm going to be dropping more content.